Welcome to U.S. Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: shooter gets 23 years to life for ambushing New York City police twice in 12 hours, wounding two. Detroit synagogue president murdered, police seek motive. Hollywood actors, studios to restart contract negotiations. Former Albanian prime minister says he's charged with corruption and money laundering in land deal. Maryland judge shot to death at his Hagerstown home, police ID person of interest. Shooter gets 23 years to life for ambushing New York City police twice in 12 hours, wounding two. Associated Press. Robert Williams, who ambushed New York City police twice in 12 hours in February 2020, has been sentenced to 23 years to life in prison. Williams pleaded guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer but said during his sentencing that he didn't have deadly intent. Williams apologized to his family, the precinct, and the cop, and claimed that police had beaten and used a stun gun on him in the past. Prosecutors have said that Williams told investigators after his arrest that he was tired of police. Detroit synagogue president murdered, police seek motive. Reuters. The president of a synagogue in Detroit, Samantha Wall, was found stabbed to death outside her home. Wall, who was also an advisor to Democratic politicians, was the president of the Isaac Agree downtown synagogue. The motive for the killing is still unknown. Wall's death has led to an outpouring of grief in Jewish and Democratic circles. Hollywood actors, studios to restart contract negotiations. Wall Street Journal. The Hollywood Actors Union and major studios and streamers have announced that they will return to the negotiating table in an attempt to end a lengthy strike that has halted TV and film production. Talks are set to resume on Tuesday, with the aim of reaching a deal and getting the industry back to work. Pressure has been mounting on the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers from the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, which has been urged by high-profile celebrities such as George Clooney and Emma Stone to strike a deal. The Writers Guild of America ended its own strike against the AMPTP last month. The planned negotiations will include senior leadership from entertainment industry giants such as Disney, Netflix, NBC Universal, and Warner Bros. Discovery. The strikes have had a major impact on movie and television production schedules and have caused significant economic damage to Los Angeles and other areas that rely on the entertainment industry for jobs and revenue. Former Albanian prime minister says he's charged with corruption and money laundering in land deal. Associated Press. Albania's former prime minister, Sali Berisha, has been charged with corruption and money laundering in connection with a land deal in Tirana. Berisha's son-in-law, Jamirbir Maltese, was also arrested on the same charges. Berisha claims that the charges are politically motivated and denies any wrongdoing. The charges come 3 years after allegations were made against Maltese and Berisha by the interior minister at the time. Berisha served as prime minister from 2005 to 2013 and as president from 1992 to 1997. In May 2021, the U.S. government barred Berisha and his close family from entering the country due to alleged corruption. Maryland judge shot to death at his Hagerstown home, police ID person of interest. Yahoo! A silver Mercedes GL 450 SUV belonging to Pedro Argote, the man suspected of gunning down Washington County Judge Andrew Wilkinson, was found in a wooded area of Williamsport, Maryland. The search area is being checked to ensure that Argote is no longer present. Investigators believe that the surrounding community is not at risk and are asking residents to avoid the search zone. This book might look lost, but it's just waiting to be found and bring some joy to your day. ABC. Award-winning author and playwright Maura Pierlot is leaving books on benches throughout Canberra as part of her Book Bench project. Each book is accompanied by a note encouraging the finder to read it and write their thoughts about the story inside the cover. Pierlot has been delivering books to benches in different suburbs for the past 18 months and shares on social media which suburb she is heading to. The project is similar to book crossing and street libraries, and Pierlot hopes to expand the concept by bringing together a group of book lovers. Released American hostages face a long road to healing, father says. Wall Street Journal. Natalie Ronan, an American teenager who was kidnapped and held hostage by Hamas for 2 weeks along with her mother, is expected to be released in time for her 18th birthday on Tuesday. Natalie and her mother, who both have U.S. citizenship, were visiting family in Israel at the time of the attack. They were among over 200 hostages taken by Hamas, and became the first to be released on Friday. The women were received at Israel's border with the Gaza Strip and were being transported to a military base where family members awaited them. The family expressed their hope for the safe return of the remaining hostages and their dream for peace for everyone. Jordan's implosion in House Speaker bid lays bare GOP civil war. Washington Post. Representative Jim Jordan's bid to become the House Speaker has ended in flames, with his support dwindling to fewer than 40% of the Republican caucus. After 200 Republicans voted for him on Tuesday, his support slipped in each successive vote, with just 86 Republicans voting to stick with him on Friday. This was a dismal showing for Jordan and far fewer than the 99 votes he initially received on a secret ballot almost 10 days earlier when he narrowly lost the first nominating contest to House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Jordan's most fervent supporters in Congress remain committed to him, however, and he will return as chair of the House Judiciary Committee, a perch from which he will draw outsized attention in conservative media. Jordan's response to threats from far-right activists was seen by some as tepid, and he further repelled older colleagues who never trusted his recent makeover. He also infuriated newer colleagues who saw the bullying campaign on his behalf as unseemly and dangerous. Dear viewers, I am Dr. Six, your trusted observer from the 6-degree world, here to bring you the latest news and provide you with my unique analysis. Let's dive in, shall we? In New York City, Robert Williams, the shooter who ambushed the police twice in 12 hours, has been sentenced to 23 years to life in prison. Williams claimed he didn't have deadly intent, but his actions speak differently. It's a reminder of the dangers our law enforcement officers face every day. Meanwhile, in Detroit, the murder of Samantha Wall, the president of a synagogue and an advisor to Democratic politicians, has left the community shocked and searching for answers. The motive behind her killing remains unknown, but the outpouring of grief from both Jewish and Democratic circles is a testament to her impact. On a lighter note, Hollywood actors and studios have decided to restart contract negotiations, bringing hope for an end to the strike that has halted TV and film production. With high-profile celebrities like George Clooney and Emma Stone urging a deal, the pressure is on the alliance of motion picture and television producers. Let's hope they can find common ground and get the industry back on its feet. In Albania, former Prime Minister Sali Berisha has been charged with corruption and money laundering, along with his son-in-law. Berisha denies any wrongdoing and claims the charges are politically motivated. It's a familiar story of corruption in politics, but let's see how it unfolds. Tragedy struck in Maryland, where a judge was shot to death at his home. The police have identified a person of interest and are searching for him. Hopefully, they can apprehend him soon and bring justice to the judge's family. In a heartwarming story, author Maura Pierlot is leaving books on benches throughout Canberra, spreading joy and encouraging people to read and share their thoughts. It's a beautiful way to connect book lovers and foster a sense of community. On the international front, an American teenager and her mother, who were held hostage by Hamas, have been released. It's a relief for their family, and we hope for the safe return of the remaining hostages and a path to peace. Lastly, in the world of politics, Representative Jim Jordan's bid for House Speaker has ended in flames, with his support dwindling. It's a tale of a failed power grab and a reminder that politics can be a messy business. That's all the news for today, my dear viewers. Remember, it's important to stay informed and engaged with the world around us. Now, I invite you to join the discussion. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any questions? Let's hear what you have to say. Yours in observation, Dr. Six. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.